Hi, and welcome back to my returning viewers. Before we do anything else, I have something to share with you. Yep, your boy finally got a higher quality model. A friend of mine who knows Blender set them up for me, so I'm very grateful for him doing that, so if you're watching this dude, thank you. But now with that little announcement out of the way, onto the video. The Peacemaker. A very recently buffed weapon, which totally didn't make me have to rewrite the entire script for this video and basically redo everything I had done for it, but you know, skating past that, thank you Arrowhead for finally buffing this garbage weapon. Before the buffs, the Peacemaker really had no purpose, with the Redeemer being better as a panic weapon and other pistols just flat out being better in both ammo and damage. However, now that the Peacemaker finally has more than 6 spare mags, this weapon actually fills a role in the sandbox. Now, is the Peacemaker meta now? Hell no. Not even close. Until it gets attachments, I can't see it being anything more than just your okay default pistol. However, the Peacemaker can actually do something now, and that is what is important. The buff from 75 damage to 85, while seeming small, helps a ton. It can actually clear chaff rather effectively now, and has enough mags to actually kill more than one medium enemy without running out. Now, is it on par with the Verdict, Talon, Loyalist, or Senator? No. But it is perfectly usable now thanks to the extra ammo and damage. Moving on to loadouts this weapon can be used in, I can see it being pretty decent in shield builds, and as a decent sidearm for a primary that can quickly run out of ammo. Though when it comes down to what front this weapon does best in, I'd say the bots, ironically enough, are where I can get the most success out of this weapon. Thanks to the bot's very easy to hit weak points, they can go down fairly quickly despite the lower amount of damage. And while it lacks the versatility to flank and kill tanks, it can still kill armored striders if you hit them in the rockets, and very quickly deal with chaff bots such as troopers and devastators in large numbers. But with the small overview out of the way, let's move on to faction specifics, starting with... I'm gonna be honest, bugs are still very difficult to bring this thing on. Despite the extra ammo and damage, it still just fails to live up to the Verdict and other lethal secondaries on this front. That being said, I can still at least take out a couple smaller foes and medium foes. Though on higher difficulties, I still can't recommend this thing just due to how many higher health enemies appear. You will very often be running out of ammo and reloading a ton, and with an almost 2-second empty reload, it will be hitting you hard. To summarize this already very short segment, the Peacemaker still struggles on this front, so I would advise against bringing it all together. But now, let's move into a faction this weapon can actually be used on. The bots, like I said at the start of the video, are far easier than bugs. For fighting infantry units, if you have enough space and good aim, you can get through a good chunk of bots before running out of ammo. Combine this with a shield and you got a pretty effective chaff clear for bots. As a refresher, remember this weapon is light pin, so aiming for the stomach, head, and joints of devastators is where you will find the most success. Troopers you can aim anywhere, but one shot to the head will take them out instantly. Also, you can take out scout striders by aiming for the rockets on their sides. A lot of people still think you only need medium pin weapons to take them out, but that trick will work for basically anything, so just hit it on the side and it'll go kaboom. Overall, while not meta, you can still get plenty of use out of this weapon, whether you are a default loadout purist or simply are just new to the game. But not to keep y'all waiting, let's move on to... Squids, quite honestly, are another bot situation. While the pistol can take care of most chaff like Voteless and Overseers, it doesn't have the DPS for flesh mobs or the armor pin for harvesters. It also lacks the fire rate to keep up with the massive waves of enemies. And while you could say this is not really a big issue because it is a secondary, but if I'm in a situation where I'm pulling out my secondary, I either have a loadout which heavily relies on it, or all my other weapons are out of ammo. And I need a weapon that can hold off hordes while I get more supplies. Use this gun like how you'd use it on bots, and you will be very well off. So in conclusion, across all factions, the Peacemaker, while usable, is still subpar, even when not compared to other weapons. I know it's the default pistol and a lot of you may think I'm being too harsh on it, but compared to the Liberator, which is the other main default weapon, it doesn't hold up nearly as well. Now I hope whenever attachments come in, it helps the weapon a lot, whether it be from it getting extended mags, or just making it even more of a laser beam. A damage buff would also help this weapon even more. Just a flat 90 or 100 would make the weapon better while not taking away from the Verdict, as it would still have more pin and more damage. Just a worse ammo economy. So my verdict on the Peacemaker? It's still kind of garbage. Only use this weapon if you absolutely have to, or if you just want to have some fun. If you're talking about ultimate play, stay the hell away from this thing. So, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you for getting this far. I have some bigger projects planned, and as for my how-to series, I'm gonna start doing the entire weapon families. That way, you guys get longer videos, and I feel less like I'm just being lazy for not being able to keep up with a weekly upload schedule. Also, I've been debating maybe on starting a Patreon at either 1K subs or 5K subs. It wouldn't be anything crazy, just a $1 tier and a $5 tier. But I'm still brainstorming that and deciding when to drop it, so let me know your guys' thoughts on me starting up a Patreon. Anyway, that's all for me. Bye-bye.